Hey folks, this is Kalani, going to be looking at the new Hunter set coming in 7.1.5 or whenever Nighthold releases. This will be tier 19 and it will be obtainable from Nighthold. It's probably not going to come with 7.1.5 but pretty much around the same time because we just need to wait for Nighthold to open, which, you know, we don't really need a patch for, so that's fantastic. So this is the Eagle Talon set, and it's kind of interesting. This time around we're working with 6 pieces and a 4 set bonus, so we've got 6 pieces to choose from instead of the usual 5, and obviously you need 2 of them to get the 2 set and 4 of them to get the 4 set. So we're going to look at Marksmanship, then Beast Mastery, then Survival. We'll look through all 3 specs and see how it's going to change how we play, how we're feeling about the set bonuses and whether we're excited about them or not. So I'm going to go ahead and break my transmog. We'll just equip all of them for the sake of it. Make sure we're getting that hidden 6 set bonus. There's no hidden 6 set bonus. So first things first, we have Marksmanship. Now this is obviously what a lot of people are playing right now, and I don't see that really changing with these set bonuses. This is kind of ludicrous. Honestly, they've got more things working around True Shot, and we were already really working around True Shot to begin with. So every 20 focus you spend reduces the cooldown of True Shot by 1 second. Now, that's pretty powerful in and of itself because we have Aim Shot, which is 50 focus. That means for every 2 aim shots, we've got 5 lots of that 20 focus being spent, meaning every 2 aim shots we get 5 seconds just shaved off True Shot, which is amazing. One thing that this is definitely going to do is make Allur's Feather Snowshoes even more valuable because every damaging shot is another second. So for that 2 aimed shot combo, it's 10 seconds plus 2, so we've got 12 seconds off True Shot, which, I don't know, we're going to get below 1 minute True Shots at this point. It's going to be absolutely stupid. But our 4 set, True Shot also reduces the cost of your focus spenders by 50%. Now, that's kind of interesting because it kind of works against the 2 set because you're going to be spending less focus, I would assume, and it's kind of ridiculous to give us that much power in True Shot. So for anyone who isn't sure or doesn't know, anyone who doesn't play Marksmanship, I guess, we have an artifact trait in here which increases our crit damage by 50% for True Shot's duration, meaning not only do we have 50% extra crit damage, we're going to get that cooldown back super quickly and we can spam abilities twice as fast. So let's have a look how that looks. With True Shot up, we'll go Windburst True Shot, and then you can see we can just spam Aim Shot all day long, and then we'll Sidewinders, and we can spam Aim Shot all day long. Like, that is genuinely ridiculous how many aim shots we can get off there. And look at the cooldown of True Shot already. True Shot has just ended and we're already a third of the way through its cooldown. That is absolutely insane. Now, one thing I want to show you very quickly with this is that there is a trinket in Nighthold, this Convergence of Fate. Your attacks have a chance to reduce the remaining cooldown of True Shot by 5 seconds. So let's pop that on, just for funny's sake, and watch how quickly this True Shot cooldown comes back. The time is just shaved off. We're not really playing properly here, but we're spamming abilities to get True Shot off. Either way, I mean, even if you're playing properly, this is still going to come back really, really, really quickly. And then we've got True Shot again, where we just laugh at everybody else trying to do damage, apparently. You know, as long as we can stand still. We have to stand still for this. If we have to move, that might be a little bit of a problem, but Aim Shot for days with this. Aim Shot for days. So that's the Marksmanship one, and you can see why it's kind of powerful, especially when we're doing really well already. They go ahead and give us straight power 2 set and 4 set bonuses, which makes things a little unfair when we go to something like Beast Mastery. So I actually feel pretty bad for Beast Mastery this time around because theirs gets played a bit too much. So we have a 2 set of Dire Beast reduces the cooldown of Bestial Wrath by an additional 3 seconds, so it's 18 instead of 15. That's kind of lackluster. I mean, it's nice, don't get me wrong, we get Bestial Wrath back quicker, but that is nothing compared to getting our true shot back so much quicker than we would otherwise. Like, the power difference between those two set bonuses is just leaps and bounds. And then we have the foreset. When you use Bestial Wrath, all of your currently summoned Dire Beasts gain 60% increased damage for 8 seconds. So we'll ignore that a Dire Beast lasts 8 seconds anyway, so if you have more than one of those is not, just outright not, getting that full damage bonus. And then the other thing is that Dire Beast reduces the cooldown on Bestial Wrath, but if you use Bestial Wrath before Dire Beast, which you should, to get the extra cooldown off it afterwards, the Dire Beast is not affected by the set bonus. I'll show you. So how we're working right now, get a pet out here, how we're working right now is that we would Bestial Wrath and then Dire Beast for the extra cooldown. So see, we get a chunk off the cooldown there, and that's a quarter of it. But this beast does not have Bestial Wrath. It doesn't gain anything from that foreset. That means almost no matter what you do, you're losing part of that cooldown. So we Dire Beast and then Bestial Wrath. You can see it does benefit from Bestial Wrath. But we just lost like 10 seconds worth, probably more, of cooldown off of Bestial Wrath just to get that buff up there. And those beasts don't do a great deal of damage already, meaning a 60% buff on it really is nothing compared to what Marksmanship got. Which means that the set bonus probably is nowhere near as valuable for Beast Mastery. While that might be a good thing due to gearing, set bonuses have always been that kind of thing to get really excited about. You know, you get your set bonus, suddenly you do so much more damage. You do so much more damage in one scenario or another. You get to destroy something in a fight because you have your amazing set bonus, which is supposed to be something that you have to really, really strive towards. And with Beast Mastery, it just kind of feels a little lackluster. As I say, it goes against how you really want to play Beast Mastery, it seems. You don't get the benefit of the foreset without wasting some of the cooldown reduction of Dire Beast. Unless, of course, that happens and it's perfect, which is going to be the rarity, I would guess. We'll have to see how that pans out. Who knows, they might change it, although I doubt it this close to 7.1.5 and Nighthold. But that's Beast Mastery. Let's have a little gander at Survival. So we'll go ahead and set up, we'll get our pet out here, aptly named Extra Procs. So we have our 2-set, Flanking Strike now has 2 times the normal chance to trigger Hunting Companion, when, I mean, it already has twice the chance to trigger Hunting Companion. So we have 15% Mastery, 15% chance to get that extra charge of Mongoose Bite. Does that then mean we have 30% with Flanking and then 60% with the 2-set? If that's the case, then this should be Mongoose Bite for days, and that would mean with that 2-set you would have a cap of 25% mastery, meaning if you could get to that, Flanking Strike would always give you a charge of Mongoose Bite, which is interesting. At least that's a little more interactive, something you can actually play about with and work with, and hopefully Mongoose Bite for days, which is our main damage source. So hey, maybe this is actually something powerful. And then we have foreset. When Mongoose Fury reaches 6 applications, you gain 20% increased damage to all abilities for 10 seconds. So this is something we're pretty much doing anyway. So we use 6 Mongoose Bites within our Mongoose Fury window. Obviously that 2-set is going to help somewhat. So we gain a buff, Mongoose Power, all damage increased by 20%. We'll go ahead and Fury of the Eagle, because that's what we like to do at 6 stacks. Imagine that comboed with our Aspect of the Eagle and our Artifact trait to increase the damage we deal. That seems like it's going to be a really nice addition. And again, it's a straight power play set bonus. Like, Mongoose Fury reaching 6 stacks is what we want to do anyway, so while we're doing that, we get 20% increased damage to all abilities for 10 seconds. That should line up very well with some of our hardest hitting abilities, like Fury of the Eagle, and then obviously we pair it with Aspect of the Eagle. We do a huge amount of damage, I would assume. So that's everything to do with the set bonuses. I would like to point out very quickly that this trinket that I showed to you for True Shot and for Marksmanship also works with Survival. It reduces the cooldown on Aspect of the Eagle by 5 seconds with your attacks, and then we'll swap to Beast Mastery to see what its effect is there very quickly. So this is going to be very similar to the class trinket from Archimonde in Warlords of Draenor. Your attacks have a chance to reduce the remaining cooldown on Aspect of the Wild. Okay, so it's Aspect of the Wild, Aspect of the Eagle, and True Shot. Some of our most powerful abilities, which is really cool to see. Sadly, once again, I think that's maybe lackluster for Beast Mastery compared to both Survival and Marksman. I mean, I'd love for Beast Mastery to get some more attention, but it just seems to be something of the odd one out, which is a bit frustrating. Hopefully it'll have its place in Nighthold, we'll have to see about that, but that is the Hunter set bonuses, how they're working and what we think about them. If you have any questions or queries, please leave them in the comment section below and I'll get back to you as quickly as possible. Remember to leave a like just below the video before you leave, and if you want to see more, make sure to subscribe. But apart from that, thanks for watching folks, good luck and have fun, and as always, I will see you next time.